gentlemen, governors, pupils of Stover School, welcome to our prize-giving event for the end of the academic year 2020. We have enjoyed a tremendous year, and every one of you will have enjoyed successes throughout the course of the year. Remember, it's the journey that counts, not necessarily arriving. So look back fondly on the year and the successes that you, as an individual, have enjoyed. Every house point, every well done from a teacher, every positive comment in an exercise book, the head's commendations that you proudly came out in assembly to receive. Personal achievements are what Stover is all about. And today is about marking the end of a successful academic year and recognising some individuals for particular achievements. But as I say, you will all have made fantastic progress and enjoyed super achievements through the course of the year. The final term has been a challenging one, to say the least. We've operated in a virtual world for the first time, certainly in most of the teachers' experience, or all of the teachers' experience, and definitely in your experience as a pupil. But despite the switch to a virtual environment, we've carried on as close to normal as we possibly can. So we've enjoyed personalisation of learning and delivery of an academic curriculum following the school timetable as normal. Sports days have happened, music concerts have happened, activities have continued. The Stover focus on pastoral care and individualisation of support has continued, if anything, in the virtual space, with even more individualisation of support than we normally experience. So in light of that, I'd like to thank particularly your parents, because they have had to take on more than normal, supervising your learning and care throughout the course of a working day, when in usual circumstance you would be here on the ground at Stover. Particularly, I want to thank the staff, academic and the support team. They've had to create a completely new way of working. In the space of 3 weeks over the Easter break, we trained, we thought carefully about our delivery, and we designed that delivery so we could hit the ground running on the first day of the summer term in a completely alien environment. It's down to the staff that you've carried on learning and enjoying and being cared for and experiencing all that Stover usually and normally has to offer in the physical environment here on the ground at the school. Even this week, you've enjoyed a raft of afternoon activities as we've tried as best as we possibly could to mirror the experience that is the activities week that marks the end of a senior school academic year. If ever a term highlighted the benefits and personal growth that we try to deliver through our research-based learning, then this is the one to mark that. Resilience, flexibility, innovation, independence, creativity, social skills, communication skills. You as a pupil body have demonstrated those personal skills in bucket loads. And it's real credit to you the way you've engaged with learning in a new environment. So very, very well done to each and every one of you. Sadly, this strange and challenging term is the last one for some of our pupils and some of our staff. And it certainly isn't the way those pupils would have chosen to have concluded their Stover experience. And so to those pupils, good luck with the next part of your journey. We will say a fond farewell. And certain staff who are leaving us to retire or move on to new pastures, Mrs. Machin, Mrs. Barnes, Mrs. Stokes, Mrs. Hulbert, Mr. Russo, Miss Kane, Mrs. Tanner and Mrs. Hunt, we wish you the very best of luck and our heartfelt thanks and gratitude for everything you have done for Stover pupils in your time, and particularly in this final term, to continue the excellence in teaching and support that you have offered our pupils throughout your time at Stover. Thank you and good luck. And so, without further ado, I'll invite Dr. Stone onto the stage, and we will mark the end of a very successful year by celebrating some awards and delivering them to you, our pupils. Thank you.
We start off with the academic awards. Maths Progress Prize, Year 7, Hudson Cooper Thompson.
Well done, Hudson.
Maths Prize, Year 7, Remy Wilson.
Well done, Remy.
Maths Progress Prize, Year 8, Elvie Baker.
Congratulations, Elvie.
Maths Prize, Year 8, and the Science Progress Prize, Year 8, Austin Mitchell.
Austin, well done. Maths and science, well done.
Maths Progress Prize, Year 9, and the Science Progress Prize, Year 9, Molly Grigg.
Molly, well done. Congratulations. 1, 2 awards, well done.
Maths Prize, Year 9, and the Humanities Prize, Year 9, Harriet Hall.
Harriet, congratulations. Well done. There you go. And your second award, well done.
Maths Progress Prize, Year 10, Matilda McKeown.
Matilda, very well done. Congratulations.
Maths Prize, Year 10, Elise Lynn.
Well done, Elise. Congratulations.
Maths Prize, Year 12, Raticorn Royutai.
Well done, Raticorn. Congratulations. Well done.
Maths Prize, Year 12, and the Economics Prize, Year 12, Elliot Lukes.
Congratulations, Elliot. Well done. And your economics prize, well done.
The English Progress Prize for Year 7 and the Languages Progress Prize for Year 7, Tegan Burke.
Congratulations, Tegan. Well done. And that is your languages prize. Well done.
The English Prize, Year 7, and the Science Prize, Year 7, Ellen Stone.
Very well done, Ellen. Congratulations. There you go. Well done.
The English Progress Prize, Year 8, William Cross.
Well done, William. Congratulations.
The English Prize, Year 8, Emmy Summers.
Congratulations, Emmy. There you go.
The English Progress Prize, Year 9, Lily Mae Manley.
Well done, Lily Mae. Congratulations. There you go.
The English Prize, Year 9, Oliver Courtney.
Well done, Ollie. Congratulations.
The English Progress Prize, Year 10, and the Humanities Prize, Year 10, Matilda Meek.
Well done, Matilda. Congratulations. It's English and Humanities. Well done.
The English Prize, Year 10, Harvey Camilleri.
Congratulations, Harvey. Well done.
The English Progress Prize, Year 12, and the Humanities Progress Prize, Year 12, Ava Cattell.
Very well done, Ava. 2 awards. Congratulations. There's 1 and your second. Well done.
The English Prize, Year 12, and the Languages Progress Prize, Year 12, Halima Afalani.
Congratulations, Halima. Well done. And your second award, congratulations.
The Jorgensen Plate for Commitment and Progress in EAL, Elizabeth Birnbaum.
Give me a moment, Dr. Stone. I've just placed the Jorgensen plate over here.
Sorry, hang on, Elizabeth. We'll be with you any moment now. Entschuldigung.
There we are. I have it. Well done, Elizabeth. Congratulations. Well done.
The Science Progress Prize, Year 7, and the Humanities Prize, Year 7, Elizabeth Davis.
Well done, Lizzie. Congratulations. And there's your second award. Well done.
The Science Prize, Year 8, and the Languages Progress Prize, Year 8, Daisy Johnson.
Well done, Daisy. Congratulations. There you go. Well done.
The Science Prize, Year 9, Joel Warren.
Congratulations, Joel. Well done.
The Science Progress Prize, Year 10, Robert Lee.
Well done, Robert. Congratulations.
The Science Prize, Year 10, the Humanities Progress Prize, Year 10, and the Languages Progress Prize, Year 10, Georgina Day.
Wow. Congratulations, Georgie. Very well done. First person to get 1, 2, 3 awards today. Congratulations.
The Humanities Progress Prize, Year 7, Michael Holt.
Congratulations, Michael. Well done.
The Humanities Progress Prize, Year 8, Ophelia Lorimer.
Well done, Ophelia. Congratulations.
Humanities Prize, Year 8, Imogen Woodcock.
Well done, Imogen. Congratulations.
The Humanities Progress Prize, Year 9, Samuel Rue.
Well done, sir. There you go.
The Humanities Prize, Year 12, Anastasios Alexakis.
Congratulations, Anastasi. There you go. Well done.
The Languages Prize, Year 7, Michael Ignatenko.
Congratulations, Michael. Well done.
Languages Prize, Year 8, Merrin Tyler.
Well done, Marion. Congratulations.
The Languages Progress Prize, Year 9, Daisy Cross.
Well done, Daisy. Congratulations.
The Languages Prize, Year 9, Amy Pierce.
Well done, Amy. There you go.
The Languages Prize, Year 10, Isabella Farley.
Well done, Isabella. Congratulations.
The Food and Nutrition Prize for Key Stage 3, Erin Feasby.
Well done, Erin. There you go. Well done.
The Food and Nutrition Prize for Key Stage 4, Anna Stone.
Well done, Anna. Congratulations.
The Computer Science Prize for Key Stage 3, Maisie Courtley.
Well done, Maisie. There you go. Well done.
The Computer Science Prize for Key Stage 4, Anna Perkins.
Congratulations, Anna. Well done.
The Business Studies Prize for Key Stage 4, Jessica Elston.
Well done, Jess. Congratulations.
The Enterprise Prize for Business Studies, Key Stage 5, Angel Tang.
Angel, well done. Congratulations.
The Economics Progress Prize, Year 12, Darcy Maxwell.
Congratulations, Darcy. Very well done.
The Dr. Penelope Key, OBE, Year 9 Academic Research Prize, Amy Pierce.
Organised here. Okay, Amy, well done. So there's a certificate. There you go. And the claret jug. Very well done. Oh, watch the bottom. There you go.
I'm going to be singing As If We Never Said Goodbye by Andrew Lloyd Webber. I don't know why I'm frightened. I know my way around here. The cardboard trees, the painted seas, the sound here. Yes, a world to rediscover, but I'm not in any hurry, and I need a moment. The whispered conversations in overcrowded hallways, the atmosphere as thrilling here as always. Feel the early morning madness, feel the magic in the making. Why everything's as if we never said goodbye. I've spent so many mornings just trying to resist you. I'm trembling now, you can't know how I've missed you. Missed the fairy tale adventures in this ever-spinning playground. We were young together. I'm coming out of makeup, the light's already burning. Not long until the cameras will start turning, and the early morning madness and the magic in the making. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. I don't want to be alone, that's all in the past. This world waited long enough, I've come home at last. And this time will be bigger and brighter than we knew it. So watch me fly, we all know I can do it. Could I stop my hand from shaking? Has there ever been a moment with so much to live for? The whispered conversations in overcrowded hallways, so much to say, not just today but always. We'll have early morning madness, we'll have magic in the making. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. Yes, everything's as if we never said goodbye. We taught the world
The Junior Rugby Cup, kindly sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Laity, Theodore Ager.
Well done, Ted. Well done.
The Junior Hockey Cup, Molly Grigg.
Molly, congratulations. Well done.
The Junior Football Cup, Oliver Bellotti.
Ollie, well done. There you go, congratulations.
The Junior Netball Cup, Amaya Lambert.
Well done, Maya. Congratulations.
The Senior Rugby Cup, kindly sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Laity, Oliver Wills.
Ollie, well done. Congratulations.
The Registrar's Senior Hockey Cup, presented by Felicity White, Elizabeth Wills.
Lizzie, well done. And well sang. Congratulations. There you go.
The Senior Football Cup, Tayson Ruppert.
Congratulations, Stacey. Well done.
The Senior Netball Cup, Madeline White.
Well done, Maddie. Congratulations.
The Junior Boy Team Player of the Year, Noah Sutton.
Congratulations, Noah. Well done.
The Junior Girl Team Player of the Year, Cecily Dalrymple Hay.
Cecily, congratulations. Very well done.
The Boy Team Player of the Year, Jed Griffin.
Jed, congratulations. Well done.
The Fiona Partridge Girl Team Player of the Year Cup, Jemima Gascoigne.
Congratulations, Jemima. Well done.
The Duncan Veal Cup for contribution to school sports, boys, Maxwell Millward.
Max, congratulations. Well done.
The Jameson Cup for contribution to school sports, girls, Madeline White.
Well done, Maddie. Congratulations. There you go.
And the Sports Leader Award, Ella May Laird.
Well done, Ella May. Well done. There's your cup.
And now over to the GCSE music group.
Held it in your hand.
who made that recording all separately, listening to a time track, a beat track, in their separate places and put it all together, sounding fantastic, which is quite an achievement. So really well done, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. We now come to the Arts and Music prizes. Key Stage 3 Art Progress Prize, Belle Everett Holmes.
Well done, Belle. Congratulations.
The Art Scholars Award, Charlotte Keeling.
Yep, Charlotte, well done. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 3 Photography Prize, Finn Strong.
Well done, Finn. Well done.
The Logan Key Stage 3 Art Prize, kindly sponsored by Mr. and Mrs. Logan, Lucy Cathell.
Well done, Lucy. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 4 Art Progress Prize, ex aequo, Andrew Topman and Harvey Bradford.
Harvey, well done. You have to share it with Andy. Well done.
The Key Stage 4 Art Prize, ex aequo, Romilly Penman and Eleanor Edwards.
Ellie, well done. And again, 6 months for you and 6 months for Romilly. Aha.
The Sixth Form Sculpture Installation Prize, Dino Wang.
Okay. Oh. Dino, careful, watch your back. Okay. Hold on a moment. Dino, well done. Congratulations. And here, have a horse. Have you got it? You okay? Well done, Dino.
And the Sixth Form Art Prize, Sorrel Penman.
Sorrel, this one's a little bit easier to manage. Well done. There you go.
The Grace Chapman Duke Progress in Photography Prize, Oliver Tyler.
Ollie, congratulations. Well done.
The Sixth Form Photography Prize, Sorrel Penman.
Sorrel. Second time in rapid succession. Well done.
The Key Stage 3 Drama Progress Prize, Eli Matheson.
Eli, mighty cup. Well done. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 3 Drama Tankard, Luke Notman.
I think so. Luke, congratulations. Well done.
The Key Stage 4 Drama Progress Prize, Luke Morris.
Well done, Luke. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 4 Drama Dish, Kate Watt.
Kate, very well done. There you go. Congratulations.
The Venetia Rose Sixth Form Drama Prize, kindly sponsored by the Kelly Bleller family, Anastasios Alexakis.
Anastasia, congratulations. Well done.
The Key Stage 3 Voice Prize, Lily Mae Manley.
Lily Mae, well done. That's for you. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 4 Voice Prize, Georgina Gale.
Georgie, well done. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 5 Voice Prize, Madeline White.
Maddie, well done. That's for you. Congratulations.
The Wendy Insole Music Prize, Elizabeth Wills.
Yes, Lizzie, well done. That's for you. Congratulations. Yes, all good.
The Key Stage 3 Strings Prize, Audrey Lynn.
Audrey, congratulations. Well done.
The Key Stage 4 Strings Prize, Benjamin Bracey.
Ben, very well done. That's for you. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 5 Strings Prize, Benjamin Hooper.
Ben, congratulations. Well done.
Key Stage 3 Woodwind Prize, Harriet Hall.
Harriet, well done. That's yours. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 4 Woodwind Prize, Charles Tonopole.
Charlie, well done. That's for you. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 5 Woodwind Prize, Madeline White.
Maddie, getting quite a collection here. Well done.
The Key Stage 3 Brass Prize, Jamie Perry.
Well done, Jamie. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 4 Brass Prize, Edward Hall.
Well done, Edward. There you go.
The Key Stage 5 Brass Prize, Elizabeth Wills.
Congratulations, Lizzie. Well deserved. Well done.
The Key Stage 3 Piano Prize, Theodore Ager.
Well done, Tony. Congratulations.
The Key Stage 4 Piano Prize, Jonathan Chan.
Jonathan, well done. Congratulations.
The Sixth Form Piano Prize, presented by Darcy Hooper, kindly sponsored by Mrs. Hooper, Joseph Mills.
Joseph, well done. Congratulations, Joe. There you go.
The Percussion Prize, Jack Cox, Year 10.
Well done, Jack. Congratulations.
The Redstone Cup for the Best Junior Musician, Luke Notman.
Well, congratulations, Luke. Well done.
The Patricia Cardale Cup for Instrumental Achievement, Isabella Farley.
Yes. Well done, Isabella. Congratulations.
The Sarah Bruce Cup for Service to School Music, Kitty Hall.
Well done, Kitty. Congratulations.
Now the Outdoor Pursuits Awards. Year 9 Outdoor Pursuits Award, Wilf Hayter.
Well done, Wilf. Congratulations.
The Junior Challenge Cup for Key Stage 4 Outdoor Pursuits, Harvey Camilleri.
Very well done, Harvey. Congratulations.
The Combined Cadet Force CCF Award, Elizabeth Warrender.
Yes, well done, Lizzie. First time this award has been received, so congratulations. The first winner.
Now we're going to listen to a little more music. Lovely.
I'm going to be playing the first section from the Stanislaus Cello Concerto, number 1, opus 33. I would like to thank my accompanist, Peter Adcock, for recording the piano accompaniment for me.
The Stover Good Citizens Awards. The Haynes Prize for contribution to boarding, Tayson Rupert.
Tyson, very well done. And thank you for everything you've done for boarding. Well done.
The Connell Sandhurst Cup for service to the school, which is awarded in conjunction with the Head Boy and Head Girl Awards. Benjamin Hooper, Madeline White, and Elizabeth Wills.
Very well done, you three. Thank you very much. Well done. Congratulations. One of the finest cups we have to share. There you go. And a quick word about the head boy and head girls before I leave you in their capable hands to conclude our prize giving for 2020. They are absolute role models for our pupil body, and we have head girls this year because we simply could not choose between them. And Ben, as head boy, they have done a tremendous job and given hours of service to the school. So I will leave you in their very capable hands. Our pupils, as you know, are the most important part of our school, and signing off the head boy and head girls to conclude Prize Giving 2020. Thank you, Ben. We'll start with you. Next we will have Maddie, and we'll finish with a word from Lizzie. Thank you very much.
I first came to Stover in, I believe, September of 2006. I don't remember much about what happened before that, but I am aware that at some point I came into existence, and I also remember the Marmite sandwiches at my nursery, which I hated. And that leads me to the first life lesson I was ever taught. If an adult offers you a Marmite sandwich, you don't have to take it. Who knew? So I came to Stover. I made a few finger paintings, I sat through a few prize givings, and before long I knew I wanted to one day be head boy and deliver my own speech. I think I looked up to the people on the stage each year, and I grew to love the school so much that I wanted to contribute in a more formal way. But how do you deliver a speech with just a camera for an audience? Do you use humour? Flattery? Well, eventually I came to the conclusion that the only thing left for me to do is convey my gratitude for those that have helped me along the way. And I will, in alphabetical order, of course. Let me start by thanking my father. For those of you that know me for my quirkiness, spontaneity, sense of humour, and the way I look, good or bad, you can chalk that up to my father. There's a part of my brain that every so often speaks without permission. It comes up with some funny quip and releases it into the world without asking me first. I'm convinced that part of me is my dad, and I wouldn't be the same without it. Secondly, I must thank my grandparents. Barely any of you will know them, though many of you may have met them without realising, but the sacrifices they've made for my family and myself go far beyond anything anyone could hope for. Their hard work and generosity inspires me, and I only hope I can impact as many people as they have in my own lifetime. Mummy, you gave birth to me. Thanks for that. I did some adding up recently. It's roughly 10 miles to school. Multiply that by 4 trips a day to get 40, times 190 days in a school year, multiplied by approximately 13 years of driving, results in over 98,000 miles. You've driven almost 100,000 miles in school trips alone. For me, and it's dedication like that which I can never hope to repay. Next in the alphabet is T for teachers. It's thanks to the hours of hard work and perseverance that you put in that I know I'm never going to work at a school. Thank you for putting up with me all this time, and I hope I can make you proud. Last of all, I'm grateful for my friends. You're the first people I ever knew. You've influenced me, I've influenced you, and we learned all our behaviours through each other. You're the first people I ever met, and the last people I'll ever forget, and it was an honour to grow up with you. And now more than ever we need to be grateful for our family, friends, colleagues, and I apologise that I can't mention everyone in the time that I have, because you all deserve recognition. But this school has been the source of every opportunity for me, and I couldn't have wished for a better place to start my life. If you are fortunate enough to go here, both in the people that surround you and the grounds in which it exists, inspiration is all around you, and it is an incredible gift. So don't worry if things don't go to plan. I should be on the stage right now in Jubilee Hall, but instead it's 6 in the morning and I'm sat in a field, I think I might be trespassing. So thank you everyone for everything, and have a great summer. Bye.
Before I start my speech, I just wanted to say on behalf of the whole of Year 13, a massive thank you to all of our teachers that helped us through our A-level years. I know most of my year didn't get to say goodbye or thank you on what was our last day, but I'm sure we'll be able to do it at some point in the future. As some of you know, I started my journey at Stover in Year 1, meaning I have been a student there for 13 years. This is obviously a very long time and makes up for nearly all of my education so far. But it got me thinking, how much of my life have I actually spent at Stover? Well, I got a bit bored and decided to work it out, and found that to date I've spent 13% of my life on the grounds of Stover School. Which doesn't sound like much until you realise you spend around 33% of your life asleep, or if you're anything like me, more like 40. This means in the time that I've been awake, I've spent nearly a quarter of my life at Stover. When people find out that I decided to stay at one school for nearly my whole education, it comes as a bit of a surprise, and they usually ask why I never changed schools. Well, like I said before, we spend a lot of our time at school, whether we want to or not. This means that we'll be interacting with students and teachers at that school for a big chunk of our lives. And I think it's important to remember that these are the years that have the biggest impact on who we turn out to be as people. This is the reason I stayed at Stover, because every day I turned up to school, I was greeted by teachers that cared about the type of person I was, and not just about my grades. And I had friends that wanted me to do well in everything I did, not about what clothes I wore on Mufti Day. As much as I can thank my parents for raising me into the person I am today, I also have to give credit where it's due, which is to my teachers and peers/friends, for making sure I stand for correct values and continuing to self-evaluate myself into making a better person. Being at Stover practically my whole life now means that I have thousands of amazing memories from my time there. And as much as I'd love to sit here and carry on about how perfect my life has been growing up through Stover, it wouldn't entirely be true. Now don't get me wrong, I've had some of the best moments of my life at Stover, and I've also met some of the best people. However, I can't say for 13 years I have always been happy and my life has been perfect, because unfortunately, that's just not how it works. I personally found that the older you become, the more you realise this, and I can easily say that I went through some of the hardest moments of my life from Year 9 onwards. And I'm not talking about exams, although those were quite stressful. But it was in those moments when I found my true friends and understood how much the teachers at this school care about me, and how I was feeling and how I was coping. They are some of the nicest people I have ever met, and I don't think the majority of pupils realise to the extent at which the teachers would go to try and help you, no matter what the problem is. I've experienced this firsthand, as I'm sure many others have as well. So just bear that in mind, and with everything that's going on at the moment, I'm sure they'd appreciate it. So I'd like to say one final thank you to everyone I've ever met at Stover. I wish you all the best, and I hope you stay safe.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all safe and well in this strange time and looking after yourselves. For me, it feels like forever since I've been at school and seen everyone, and I can honestly say I'm really missing it. I don't think I realised how much until I started thinking about it, but having been away so long has seriously reinforced the meaning of you don't know what you've got until it's gone. I've also, perhaps for the first time in my life, discovered the true meaning of gratitude. Having missed what would have been my last few months at Stover, it's put into perspective how much I've loved every minute and how grateful I am to everyone I met, the friends I made, and the time I was lucky enough to experience at Stover. With the world being in such uncertain times at the moment and the news filled with unsettling announcements, I've realised how lucky it is to live surrounded by such security and support, both from Stover and my family. I've learned to genuinely appreciate everything and everyone around me who allow me to feel such certainty and make my life so much better. So that is what I would like to focus on today, saying thank you to all of those people. I would like to start with my friends and all those people who have made these last 5 years at Stover such a joy for me. Going from spending 5 days a week together to nearly 3 months apart was quite a shock to the system, and although the first week maybe was quite a nice break, I soon realised how big a part of my life they are. I've made friends of different backgrounds, ages and beliefs, and I'm so grateful for each and every one of them. Today more than ever, I have realised how much of a rarity and a blessing such friends are. I know now to appreciate every second with them just that little bit more, where before I might have taken them for granted. Friends are the centre and the origins of all the best memories, and are the people who put up with you at your best and your worst. So, to my friends, thank you so much for making the past 5 years the best years, and I hope everyone has learnt to appreciate their friends just a little bit more. I'd also like to say thank you for all the opportunities and experiences that have made my time at Stover so memorable. There is an abundance of possibilities and chances to help you get involved in something new, so much so that they are easily overlooked. I myself am guilty of this. However, in hindsight, having been stuck at home without any of these opportunities available, I realise how lucky we are. From every activity week to Phyllis Dents to Sports Day and Cancer Research, the list goes on. Each one of these occasions contains so many happy memories for me, and I will forever appreciate every chance I was given to try something new and be a part of something bigger than myself. Thank you for all the staff and pupils alike who made such occasions possible. I am profoundly grateful. I would also like to say thank you to all of those who are also often taken for granted. Thank you to all of the groundsmen who keep school looking absolutely incredible all year round, day in, day out, and work tirelessly to do so. Thank you to all of the kitchen staff for all of the amazing food you cook every day, which I have seriously missed in lockdown, and for never failing to be anything but kind, despite having to serve lunch to a lot of moody teenagers every day. I know I couldn't do it. Thank you to all of the cleaners for maintaining our beautiful school, even when we neglect to do it ourselves. You are all greatly appreciated, even if we too often omit to say. And lastly, but in no stretch least, I would like to say thank you to my teachers. I have never really considered myself academic, and I easily allow myself to give up when I begin to struggle and lack motivation. This is particularly true recently, as I have found it especially hard to make myself work when it seems like there is no goal ahead and to aim for, so I procrastinate and let myself give up. And I probably would have had my teachers, one in particular, refuse to let me do so. Up until the very last day, I was pushed and urged and implored to work, and I was not allowed to let myself off so easily. All I can say in return is I am so sorry for putting you through anxiety, stress and anger, and for probably highlighting the perks of retirement. But most importantly, thank you so much for being endlessly patient with me and persevering through all of my excuses when I undoubtedly didn't deserve it. I have come to the belief that teachers are real life superheroes and deserve all of the gratitude and respect available to them. They are the people who know your true potential and will push you and support you and sometimes nag you until you reach it. So to all of my fellow pupils, go easy on them because they have a very hard time of it. So thank you. As I leave Stover, albeit in a very different way to what I was expecting, all I really want to say is thank you. And I'm so sorry I cannot say it face to face. If I've learned anything in these past few unexpected months, it is to make the most of every opportunity and everything you have, and to take all the opportunities you are faced with. And of course to be thankful. These past 5 years have gone so quickly, and as such I urge all of you still at school to make the most of it, because the time really does fly. And so as my time is up at Stover, one last time I would like to say thank you.
And so it falls with me to close our school year together with a prayer. Please join me if you can, or listen quietly to the words. So let us pray. Heavenly Father, as we look back on the year that has passed, we give thanks for all that we have learned, all that we have shared together, and for those whose dedication and care has helped us on our way. As we look around today, we give you thanks for the community of our school, for our friends, our teachers, support staff and governors, and for our parents, and we ask that you would bless them all. As we look forward today to our holidays, we ask that you would give to each one of us the rest that we need, time to enjoy ourselves and an opportunity to prepare for next term. And Heavenly Father, help us today not to forget to look up to you, the source of all life, love, peace, justice and hope. Help us to stop and wonder at your goodness in giving us so much, a beautiful world, our lives, our health, and your great love day by day. And so may the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and the rains fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the hollow of his hand. Amen.